And so please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
Well, like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and bring
Oh wow, you really have to come in here?
like this guy.
Is this
No,
is this really happening? You met the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not
no,
fair.
but you're more in the category like Luther Rickner, Arnold, okay?
My man.
Okay.
Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic. That's great, partner. You two ever go out place everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go. We head to Kroger's, and we work.
Oh, yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh, God! And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog. How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes. You
Okay,
gotta
so
have the eyes
can you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
How
I
do you do it?
mean,
Teach
the
me
smile,
something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you gotta get the smile going on some shoes, but.
Wait, hold up.
You got.
I gotta
when
try
it's
this
time,
with
when,
you.
it, when it's
Hold
time
on.
to laugh,
I gotta try
you
this
gotta
with
think
you.
of something funny and start laughing.
Do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
This is sexy eyes right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smile.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
Wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. What's up, everybody? I hope you guys are doing well out there in that wonderful land that you're watching this from. Let me just say this, we got to jump into this because there's some big breaking news that has been happening, for the past few hours, maybe the past hour or so. So we definitely got to jump into this because my boy Ed is on Skype right now, and I caught him in the middle of playing basketball as we speak. But we definitely have got to talk about this main thing. This is some breaking news. NBA playoffs have been canceled, y'all. NBA playoffs have been canceled. I still can't believe it. I'm still surprised. I'm still kind of like, what WTF up in this piece, man. But we got to talk about this. My boy Ed has got some of the background story about this, and then we're going to jump into it and talk about our own opinions about it. So, Ed, what's up, man? How you doing, my brother?
Man, I'm good. Sweaty. Hope I don't look too sweaty on this this camera here.
Right.
So,
No, you look good. You know what I mean? Skin glistening and stuff. Skin all glistening.
Yeah,
and
that's
everything.
The sun. I'm sitting at the right angle. Let the sun.
Yeah.
Get the sweat.
Yeah.
But,
so what's
so
good,
as far
man?
as what's been going on in the NBA, so I just want to make sure that everyone knows the entire playoffs aren't canceled.
Okay.
Just the games for today are canceled. Games for today are canceled. WNBA games are canceled. The Milwaukee Brewers versus the Cincinnati Reds game is canceled, and the MLB is they are considering canceling whatever other games are supposed to be going on today. I haven't heard anything about the NHL, but the NBA was the one that got like this whole thing rolling.
Right.
The Milwaukee Bucks protested their game against the Orlando Magic, and then once they did that, the Orlando Magic decided to protest the game also.
Yeah.
And then once that happened, it just kind of was just like dominoes fell, and all the NBA games were postponed for today. So that's the Clippers Thunder series, that is the Lakers Portland Trail Blazers series. All those games are canceled. Nobody's playing, and it just kind of just goes to show how the NBA has been with like where they've stood on social justice issues. I mean, and just racism in general. I mean, we all remember the Donald Sterling thing, and how that turned out. And Adam Silver, it was like his first big situation as the NBA commissioner, like because David Stern had stepped down like maybe a few months prior,
Right.
Even occurring, and he quickly got Donald Sterling up out of there, and now the Clippers, who did not run that team correctly at all, they just had a tradition of winning, got him up out of there after his comments, and now that Steve Ballmer is in place and they're prospering. But it just kind of just goes to show where the NBA is when it comes to social justice. They allow their players to be themselves. They do not censor their players.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, it's don't be stupid.
Right. Don't do stupid things.
Represent the NBA accordingly, but they do not censor their players at all.
Right.
And it just kind of like it's just what you're starting to expect from the NBA. I mean, it is a league that is 85% black, so you kind of have to. that you know that those players are going to stand up for things like this that happen in our world. So,
Right. Now let me ask you
yeah,
this.
that's just kind of.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, because obviously, right now everybody's going, "Oh my God, playoffs." The NBA playoffs, at least for one night, have been canceled. MLB is starting to do the same thing. They're following in suit. There's obviously a lot of things going on, and so my question is, what are your thoughts on them boycotting one of their games right now? What are your thoughts on it?
I mean, I think you kind of think back to, we all owe Kyrie Irving an apology because he decided to boycott this entire bubble, this whole thing. His team was in the playoffs. He was like, nope, I'm not coming. I'm going to sit out the rest of this season. I'm going to donate what was supposed to be whatever. I think he was supposed to make like $1.5 million during that time.
Right.
He donated that money to organizations that fight social injustice. And people were like, "Oh, why the heck would he do that?" And now he's looking like a genius.
Right.
He's looking like a fortune teller. It just kind of like, I feel like the owners and the commissioner, they always stand behind their players. I have no problem with it. I mean, as long as things like this keep happening, we know they're going to keep speaking up about it, and they're not going to want to sit here and play and entertain people who don't care about these issues.
Right.
So, I mean, it just kind of makes sense to me why they're sitting out.
Yeah. And the funny thing is the interesting thing is the WNBA is starting to step out of it. They're boycotting a game, correct? They're boycotting a game as well.
I believe all WNBA games are canceled.
Yeah, it's for one night.
Yes.
Now, the thing is that I know that there's a lot of people that would sit here and go, because there's a lot of people out here that would feel some type of way in regards to, all that time was spent, going into the bubble, staying in the bubble, doing all this stuff, and then suddenly things are getting canceled, like playoffs. We've been leading up to this one moment, and things are being canceled now. I feel like a lot of people are going to feel some type of way in regards to that. What are your thoughts on that?
There's no way to feel. Like, literally, all the games is going to get shifted a day. I mean, the NBA has already discussed. They're not starting their season in the fall anymore. I hope people will understand that. Like, the NBA season, from what I've heard, will be starting on Christmas Day from now on.
Right.
Not a big deal. I mean, it's not a big deal. I mean, they're still in the bubble. There's just no games tonight. All those games will get I'm assuming all those games will get shifted a day.
But here's the thing. Let me ask you this then. But let me ask you this really, really quick. When you sit there and say, it's only for a day or, for one game or one night, who's to say that it's only going to be for one night? Do you believe that one night of boycotting is honestly enough to get something as far as justice for Jacob Blake or not? Do you really think that one night of boycotting across all sports would make a difference?
I mean, probably not. But let's think about it though. Like, if they come out and say, we're not playing until something's done. I mean, who's losing here? They're the ones losing money.
True.
If they're willing to sacrifice game checks. And then playoff checks, like, for every round that you advance in the playoffs, your team gets a bonus, and players have those bonuses built into their contracts. So it's like they're the ones they're willing to sacrifice money so that they can draw attention to what they believe in. I mean, I have no problem with that. If they're okay with it, then I'm okay with it.
Word.
I mean, I'm a huge NBA fan. I love the NBA.
I know.
And great. I mean, it sucks to not have any games on, but I know why they're not playing. It's for a good reason. It's not over money. It's not a labor dispute. We're not in the middle of a CBA negotiation right now.
Right.
So if they're willing to do that, and the owners and the commissioner are okay with them, if they decide to not play any more games until something is done, if the commissioner and the owners are okay with that, as an NBA fan,
let me ask this.
Bother me.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know. Here it is. I have a feeling this is going to be longer than just one game. That's what I think. Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
If you're sitting here going, oh, we're going to cancel one game to get justice for Jacob Blake. Okay, here it is. One game, everyone's sitting there going, it's just one game, no big deal. It's getting pushed over to, everything's getting dragged over a day. No big deal. Everyone's just going to, it's just kind of like, all right, NBA players are having a hissy fit. No big deal. They'll be back on the court tomorrow. The real dig is if they canceled the entire playoffs. Real talk. That's the only way I feel like they would really shake the rafters, if you will. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not sitting here saying that they are having a hissy fit. I'm not trying to talk trash on the NBA. I actually think that this is the way you protest. This is a way that you protest. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully this will inspire other people to do things instead of going and running around and shooting people and killing each other in the streets. This will hopefully give people the idea of this is how to peacefully protest. You can make a lot of noise in a peaceful manner. But I don't know if one day is enough. One game is not enough. That's just what I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we'll just have to see. I mean, we've already seen that Kenny the Jet Smith, he's on Inside the NBA on TNT. He said he stands with the players, and he is not on the show. He was on the show for the opening moments. He said, I stand with the players, and I am not going to be here right now. He took off his mic and walked off.
Yep, which we're going to be showing that video here very, very shortly. And there's obviously some footage of the WNBA wearing shirts, showing being there and wearing shirts in solidarity in support of the obviously depicting the incident that happened with Jacob Blake being shot in the back 7 times. So I mean, we will be looking at all that. But the thing is I guess I just wanted to know from someone who is a huge NBA fan what your thoughts were, and if you think that, one, is it really going to be one day, and two, will this have a lasting presence for the country and the movement that's out there?
I mean, you know what I think? Have you heard anything from the NFL? Have we heard anything from the NFL?
Honestly,
I don't think we have, right?
Not really. No. I mean, except for them sitting there going, "Oh, we should have known better during the time of Colin Kaepernick. We're doing this and this. We're doing X, Y, and Z." You know what I'm saying? They've said a lot of things in regards to that.
Situation.
But this situation, no, right, we ain't heard nothing. We ain't heard nothing. But at the same time, you also got LeBron, who's very vocal out there, saying a lot of things. And I understand he feels obligated. He feels like he has a responsibility to have his voice be heard. And I think that is affecting everyone else in the league.
Yep.
And it's causing people to go, yes, we need to stand up. Like, we can't just be kneeling and wearing T-shirts and dribbling and playing basketball all day long, but just wearing T-shirts and jerseys with people's names on it and kneeling. We got to do more than that. There's got to be more than that.
The reason why I bring up the NFL, that's where you see the difference between the two leagues. The players in the NBA, they have always been allowed to speak out on the things that they feel passionate about. And they are not. They are censored to an extent, but then they're not. I believe, is it in the rule book? I believe it's in the NBA rule book that you are not allowed to not. You have to stand for the national anthem. You're supposed to. You see that when the bubble game started, the league allowed them all to kneel.
Yeah.
During the national anthem.
Yeah.
Because you never really saw any NBA players kneeling during the Colin Kaepernick thing. They all supported him, but I believe it was in their rules that you were not allowed to. Now you see that the NBA, the league is like, you know what? Go ahead and kneel.
Right.
You don't hear anything from the NFL, at all. You need to the NFL. It needs to be the NFL needs to speak out too, because the NFL is the most popular league, the highest grossing, the most popular league in the United States. They're the ones that need to speak out. Then it's the NBA, then it's MLB, then it's NHL. The NFL needs to speak up. We haven't heard anything from them, from any players. From that I can remember. Yeah. I mean, Ryan Clark was on First Take, but he's retired. Yeah. He's not in the NFL anymore. So I feel like we need the someone in NFL needs to be. Oh no, I'm lying. Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers spoke out about it, and he's in Wisconsin. He spoke out about it. I believe he's the only one.
That's what's up.
That I've seen that said something. So I mean, he is one of the faces of the NFL. He's a very recognizable player in the NFL. He's one of the great quarterbacks. So hearing him say something it means a lot because he truly cares. Yeah, and this isn't the first time he's spoken up about things like this. He spoke out when the George Floyd situation happened. He spoke out when this happened. It was like the next day.
And then let's keep it real though, and let's also keep it real. The NHL, like when you're speaking about other leagues out here, other sports, the NHL don't give a damn. They don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? They don't have majority. They don't have a large majority of black or people of color on their teams, so they don't have anything to worry about. They just just keep playing. They're gonna be fine.
But neither does the MLB. Neither does the MLB.
That's a good point. That's
MLB
a very
is
good
a predominantly white league, and
That's
you see them discussing canceling games.
Interesting.
So that's not an excuse.
Well, they are discussing, canceling games with the MLB. Obviously, the Brewers are bowing out of a game right now. They've already decided to bow out. There's a possibility of them not continuing to do a season, and that's crazy. That's crazy talk. But at the same time, at the end of the day, this is how you protest, y'all. This is exactly how you protest. Whether you like it or not right now. I totally understand how everybody feels about everything. But I would take this type of protesting over the violence that's going on in the streets right now any freaking day, for sure. Ed, thank you so much for being on today. I really appreciate it, my brother. I know you got to go and do some layups and stuff, work on your jump shot. So go do you, and I'll be talking to you soon. All right, brother?
All right, man. I'll talk to you.
Love you, man. Peace.
Later.
So there you have it, guys. There you have it. Man, it is craziness that's going on right now. And that's the thing. I most definitely want to hear what you think on this, guys. I mean, what are your thoughts on this? Most definitely comment down below. I know this channel is not a sports channel. We don't talk about sports at all. We don't do that kind of thing unless it's like something that's really big that's going on. If it's part of the top news, top trending news, that kind of thing, we talk about those things on this show. So, of course, it might be a little left turn from the things that we usually talk about. I mean, we get political, we even talk about pop culture news. I mean, it's everything on here. But if you are enjoying the show, please be sure to hit that like button down below and keep the comments going. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all of this. And of course, if you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe button. That would really mean a lot. And we have other conversations and other stories that we got to jump into here very shortly. But I also wanted to point something out. I think that when a group comes together and makes a solid decision to do something, just something, in solidarity, but they do it in a peaceful, in a peaceful manner that really rocks the boat. I feel like that's the stuff that is most resonant, that makes the most noise. Now, of course, we're going to be talking about here very shortly about the teenager that shot multiple people last night in Kenosha, Wisconsin, the Illinois kid. We are going to be talking about him here very shortly. There's some updates and some new news about him and all that. But at the same time, I'm hoping that these kind of moments, whether it be short or long, resonate to the rest of the community, to the rest of the world, and inspires people to actually start looking and thinking about how they protest, how they step forward and make their voices heard. Because right now we're in a place where we got men and women running around, toting semi-automatics, shooting each other, shooting people that all want to get their voices heard. Violence, as we've talked about a million times, violence against violence sometimes, a lot of times, doesn't work. We got to find a different way, a much more peaceful approach to things that are going on in this world. That's what we need more than anything in the world right now, y'all. That's it. And those guys, NBA is sitting down, WNBA, NBA, the MLB, I mean, they're all trying to do something to make something resonate within all of us. And I'm hoping that we all go, oh my God, that's how you do it. That's the right way to do it. Whether you agree with it or not, whether you agree with the protesting or not, you can't say that this isn't a right way, a better way than going around burning buildings and shooting each other. And I'll tell you this, and I'll show you this. This protest, or their decision to boycott at least one game, we'll see if it's only one game. I have a feeling it's going to be more than just one. But it did start to resonate, at least to somebody. And it happened to Kenny Smith. He walked off of his set, the NBA on TNT, walked right off the set in the middle of taping in solidarity with the NBA players. And that says a lot. And we're going to check it out right here.
Right now, my head is like ready to explode, like just in the thoughts of what's going on. And I don't know if I'm even appropriate enough to say it, what the players are feeling and how they're feeling. And I haven't talked to any of the players. But like coming in, even like driving here and getting into the studio, hearing calls and people talking. And for me, I think the biggest thing now is to kind of, as a black man, as a former player, I think it's best for me to support the players and just not be here tonight. And figure out what happens after that. I just don't feel equipped to do that.
And I respect that.
Bang. That literally just happened today. They saw all the stuff that's going on. He saw all that stuff that's going on. The NBA boycotted the game, and he said, hey, man, I feel this. I'm feeling exactly how they feel. And out of solidarity, I'm going to step down quietly, peacefully, because it's that time. It's that time to finally get our voices heard in a peaceful manner. And it also is the thing. It's like, hey, I'm tired of everybody dying, man. Right now, yesterday was a huge red flag. I mean, we've had a lot of red flags, but this was a big red flag. And I've been saying it. We have a responsibility out here, y'all. We most definitely have a responsibility out here. As much as we agree or disagree, like it or don't like it, Antifa, BLM, Proud Boys, or white nationalists, no one enjoys seeing other people shot and killed or seeing violence on another human being, regardless of their race. It sucks and it's terrible. And the NBA felt obligated, felt moved enough to say, you know what, we need to do something. Because we're staying in this bubble and we're fine and we're fine and dandy and safe away from everybody else. But we're seeing all our brothers and sisters of all races, by the way, getting hurt on both sides of the spectrum. And they said, we need to find a better way to do this. Real talk. So much that resonated so much in Kenny Smith that Kenny Smith decided to get up and walk out. That says something. Live on the show. Live, y'all. That takes balls, man. And a lot of us don't have that kind of cojones. I'm telling you, we don't have that kind of huevos. There's a lot of people that don't do that. But I give him mad respect, for sure. And I'm not sitting here saying that everybody needs to step down and boycott. I'm just saying that we need to find a different tactic and in a different way than what we have been doing. That's what I'm trying to say. And I feel like what the NBA is doing right now is a step in the right direction. Those are my 2 cents on that. And I'm going to read some of your comments. Keep the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'm going to read them now. Yellow Man, what's up? Good evening. Yes. Who shot your video? Time for more marching, for sure. Time for more than marching, for sure. Jerry Wyon. Hello, good evening. Said, I agree with protesting over lack of charges, unfair sentencing, and unequal treatment. Protesting, destroying property prior to all information sometimes ends up making people look foolish. And I completely agree. I completely agree with that, Jerry. And that's what's so sad about this whole situation is that the general public gets so quick to jump to the conclusions of, well, this is all the bad things that just happened, so let's go and loot and riot and burn things down. And at the end of the day, that doesn't solve a damn thing. That doesn't help anything. That doesn't solve anything. It just makes things worse. It just makes things worse. Now, I understand that not everybody's going to agree with me about how I feel about the NBA stepping down. And I get that. Some people are going to sit there and go, they've already been stirring the pot already. You know, they've been super woke and blah, blah, blah. And the NBA ratings have been down anyway because of their overly wokeness and, you know, this overly pushing the BLM agenda, the narrative and all that stuff. I get that. I hear that. I've heard it. But at the same time, if this is what they feel is the only way that they can get their voices heard too in this situation, I say let them do it. Because like I said, we ain't got nobody else out here. Like I've said a million times, we ain't got nobody out here getting on a microphone, getting in front of a camera and saying, hey, this is enough. We need to find something better than this. We don't have anybody like that. Period. So there you go. This is 2020, y'all. Shoot. This is 2020, man. Damn. This is a crazy year, man. That's all I'm going to say. It's just a crazy year, man. You know what? I'm going to open up the phone lines. All right. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. And then, of course, we're going to go into more information about the Jacob Blake protesting shooting that we talked about earlier this morning. There's more information. There's more information, which we'll talk about here very, very shortly. But I want to hear your thoughts on this. What are your thoughts on this whole NBA literally bowing out of one of their playoff games? What are your thoughts? Are you down for it or not? Do you think it's absolute trash or do you agree with it? Give me a call at 314-766-4581. 314-766-4581. Give me a call. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. For real. It's craziness. And by the way, like I said before, if this is your first time checking out this show or enjoying the conversation that we're having right now with all of us being a part of the posse and everything, please most definitely hit that like button down below. That would really, really mean a lot. And if you haven't done it yet, and this is your first time checking out the show, of course, too, crush that subscribe button. Por favor. That would mean a lot to me. Seriously. But give us a call. Give me a call. Sorry. 314-766-4581. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. What are your thoughts about the NBA boycotting the playoffs? Give me a call. Don't worry, I'll wait. Let's see. Jerry, I'm torn. It's a job most people don't have the privileges of protesting on the job. On the other hand, it does reach a lot of people, right or wrong. John, I'd love to hear some perspective too. I have no idea what to think about any of this. That's what's up, John Caitlin. You know what? I appreciate your honesty. I appreciate you being candid. And Jerry, I appreciate that too. I appreciate what you're saying. That's the thing. I was torn too when I first heard about it. I was like, what? What? You know what I'm saying? In my head, I'm like, man, instantly I'm going, hey, aren't they already protesting a lot by the court already has the Black Lives Matter all over it. They're already wearing the jerseys. They're already taking a knee. They're already doing all this stuff. But then I started thinking about it and it's like, no, this is them leading by example. This is them actually making a point and making their voices heard in a peaceful manner, in a kosher manner, still ruffles feathers, still angers people, still gets people to think, but no one's dead. Think about it. Ain't nobody dead, man. Just saying. Enemy Nation, which took more balls? Kenny Smith walking off the set live when it's popular to do so, or Jonathan Isaac not kneeling for the national anthem? You know what? I think both of them took a lot of balls, because here's the thing. Kenny Smith, him walking off the set of that show live, yes, that may have been a popular thing. That may have been a popular move, but at the same time, he's risking his paycheck. He's risking the future of him working on that job, working on many other jobs. I mean, that's a scary thing to do, to just live on the show, pull off your microphone and just leave the set in midst taping. That's heavy, man. That takes balls. But then I also give Jonathan Isaac props too, because here it is. He was doing the unpopular opinion. He was doing the unpopular move. And of course, people are going to sit there and rip him apart. So I think both of them took balls. But, you know, actually, let me reiterate that. I think Jonathan Isaac's not kneeling took a lot more than Kenny Smith. But I think they both have a lot of weight. And those are two completely different things, too, in a way. You know, one's going with the current and the other one's going against the current. So they both have different types of weight. But very good question, Enemy Nation. Seriously, very good question. To Doogie, a few Raps players. Oh, okay, yeah, sorry, Raptor players. A few players have been speaking out that BLM isn't acting change. It's all superficial stuff. And maybe by them bowing out of the playoffs for this one game is their way of saying, hey, guys, we're tired of this. As much as you say it's superficial trash, we're finally going to stand on our own 2 feet and actually do something that isn't so superficial. We're just going to cancel playoffs. Forget it. We out. Done. Deuces. Take some balls. Take some balls to do that. To Doogie. So cancellations seem more proactive. Oh, yes. Yes. That's a continuation of your comment. Yes. John Caitlin. I get that, and I think that's enormously positive and maybe takes some steam off of Kenosha, maybe. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm really hoping that it does make some people, at least a few people, go, oh, wow. No NBA. Damn. All right, maybe we should calm down. You know, maybe or they're going, let's see if this works. Okay. All right, then. Let's see if this works. Let's go. Okay, we're going to sit here. I'm going to sit over here. NBA, I'm watching. Let's see if it works. Go. Maybe they do that. I'm hoping also that the shooting that happened in Kenosha last night, by the way, hopefully moves and inspires people to keep the asses home tonight. Real talk. Because that was crazy, by the way. We'll get into it here very shortly. Lax Paint. Let's see. Jonathan tried to hide behind his religion. Kenny's has more weight. That's what he's saying. Jonathan tried to hide behind his religion. It got him less than 20 minutes of the season before he tore his kneeling knee. You know what? That's very true too. He did tear his ACL, and he's out the rest of the season. So as much as he was standing, his presence isn't there anymore. So it's kind of gone. You know what I mean? Look, Enemy Nation, enemy. Looks like people want you to call. Kenny ain't risking nothing as he can claim racism. Wow, that's heavy. That's heavy, man. He can't claim racism. If you're really thinking about it, he can't claim racism. But if they said that he couldn't come back, he would basically say it's because I'm supporting something that I believe in. But I don't think he can claim racism. Like I know what avenue I know what street you're going down. I see it, but I don't think he could sit there and say that. But they're going to bring him back because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to go down that route. You see what I'm saying? I don't think he would say that, but I think a lot of people around him, if they don't bring him back to the NBA on TNT, I think a lot of people would sit there and go, they racist. See? So a black man can't even say something about something and walk off a stage live on set? Man, forget them, man. They racist, bruh. That's what I see. That's what I see. But I don't think is going to claim racism. You know? Let's see. The media keeps saying militia group, but they call black groups gangs. They not militia. They are gangs. Man, I don't even know what to call those guys that we saw in those videos this morning in Kenosha. They could be militia. They could be anything. I have no earthly clue what they were. All I know, I think that they were gangs as well. They were just a bunch of dudes rallying together, trying to stop people from vandalizing I guess a gas station and a used car lot, used car dealership lot. I mean, it was insane. The police culture is a gang. Oh, Yogi is also up there. Jenny H, hello, good evening. Hopefully with the superstars with deep pockets step forward, and those in authority will start paying attention, affect some change. You know, that's the thing. It's like, this is the moment where I feel like they should be like, we are protesting until we get to speak to the local officials or government officials or something. Like, we want to talk to the supplier, you know what I mean? Or we want to talk to the man who does all this stuff. Whatever it is, we need to find a way to make things change. You see what I'm saying? That's kind of what I think, you know? That they're like, hey, we are not playing until we speak to somebody about this and try to figure some things out. You see what I'm saying? Let's see, Mr. CC, what's up, man? Good evening. In this environment, perhaps walking off is the only way to make waves. No one can march on Washington anymore. That is true. We live in a totally different age. We live in a completely different time. And now, unfortunately, if there was an MLK type of person alive today trying to do some sort of successful march in Washington right now, it would be riddled by all kinds of arson, vandalism, chaos, people getting shot at, people getting killed. It would not be a successful one. It would just be nothing but carnage, and that's unfortunate. So I'm hoping that this is the thing that we need to do, you know, and I give Kenny Smith mad props, you know, for stepping up and just having some balls, man. Like I said, having some bloody balls. You guys are funny, Michael D. But anyway, like I said, love to hear your thoughts. The phone lines are open. Let me know what you think. You know, we can have a quick chop it up kind of session and see what you guys think in regards to this. But moving on, I am going to keep it moving now. Here it is. So there is some more information in regards to the shooting that we saw last night. Shout out to Tanya Vane because thank you so much for the article. So here it is. A 17-year-old Illinois man has been charged in the shooting death of 2 protesters in Kenosha, Wisconsin, late Tuesday night. So Kyle Rittenhouse is his name. Kyle Rittenhouse has been charged with first-degree intentional homicide. He was part of a group of armed men at the scene. We have been identifying them as local militia group. So they've been identified as a local militia group. Rittenhouse hails from Antioch, Illinois, which is 12 miles away across state lines. My God, I can't read today. So obviously, we've already seen the crazy and dramatic videos and images of what happened last night. And yeah, right now he has been detained, and he is now being charged with first-degree intentional homicide. What do you guys think of that? What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that he should be getting? Being charged this, or no? Comment down below. Let me know, or give me a call. 314-766-4581. Let me know what this is, because I'd love to know. And yes, Tanya Vane is most definitely a beast, for crying out loud. He is dope. And he's helped me a lot in regards to send me this information. It's been pretty amazing. So shout out to Tanya Vane. But I'd love to hear, real talk, I'd love to hear your thoughts on all of this. You know? Do you think that he's going to get it? Do you think he's going to get charged within the full extent of the law, or no? Do you think it's not? I mean, first-degree intentional homicide. Bruh. It's insane. What are your thoughts? Definitely comment down below. Or you guys can just give me a call at 314-766-4581. Drop a dime, give me a call. Let me know what you think in regards to this whole thing. This whole thing is crazy. Joseph, it is 314-766-4581. Jerry, idiots on both sides with guns. Each feels equally strong about their cause. It's a shame that energy isn't used to open communication and learn to understand that we all have to live/work together. You know, that's what I think too. It's terrible. Terrible. That kind of violence does not need to happen. That kind of violence is unnecessary all day long. But there are people out there that feel like violence is the only way to get heard or violence is the only way to get out of a hairy situation. I mean, he shot a man, by the way, allegedly, because, you know, the video is very weird. We don't know if the first guy he shot, the very first guy he shot, let's just remember, the guy he shot in the head, we don't know if that was actually his bullet or if it was somebody else's bullet. But from my understanding, it was his bullet. But that man was throwing a bag at him. A bag. Not a Molotov cocktail. Not anything else. A bag. Like a grocery bag. And that man got a bullet in the head. So, doesn't matter how remorseful he is. He still shot a man in the head, killing him. Then he also shot another guy in the stomach. And I get that that part could be argued as self-defense. But still, he's 17 years old. And he shot a man in the stomach with a semi-automatic. That says a lot. Here we go. Hey, you're on the mic with the Pascal Show. What's your name and where you calling from?
I'm calling from Texas, Arlington, Texas.
Arlington, Texas. What's up, man? What's your name?
My name is Joseph McEwen.
Joseph, what's up, man? How you doing? Welcome to the Pascal Show. What's up, man?
Nothing much, man. Just watching your show and I really enjoy it.
Thank you, man. You're the one who sent me all the emails, correct?
No, actually, I had just tuned in today.
Oh, right on.
As usual.
Yeah,
I
man.
always tune in.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. I really, really appreciate it. So let me ask you, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on everything? You know what I'm saying? Let's start with the NBA playoffs. What are your thoughts about that being canceled? You know what I mean? Are you for it or are you against it, bruh?
So for me, I actually feel like I would be for it, and the only reason why I think that is because, I mean, at some point, you know, everyone in life, you get tired.
Yeah.
So it's like, where do you go at doing a standing? At some point, where do you take stand? So that's where I would be at with it. And I mean, I fully respect them. You know, they have the right to protest and feel how they feel about the situation.
Right.
And if that is the way that they're looking at it from the outside in, and the people that is looking from the inside from out, then they should understand where they're coming from, especially being these black individual players that most people look up to, but they don't want them to necessarily speak out against things political or something that is injustice or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So that, I mean, it just, you know, and then for the young man, I don't even feel like you said earlier, for him to be all the way from cross town,
right,
and you have a weapon on you, why are you there to begin with?
Yeah.
With bullets inside of it?
Crazy,
And
right?
I don't even feel like he was I mean, how old do you have to be to do an open carry? Because I believe, wasn't he 17?
He's 17, bruh. 17, man.
And and you have to be at least 18 or 21 to open carry. Mind you, you're not even supposed to have bullets within the weapon.
Right.
So that's automatic. That right there, I feel like should have sent a red flag. But for the cops just to drive past him and tell him to get out of the street, it was very, very just mind-boggling.
Yeah, it was crazy, right? Like when he walked up, he had his hands up. He's sitting there going like he's basically trying to surrender himself. He was. You know, if anything else, that kid had a good head on his shoulders, at least when it came to he did a bad thing, that was a messed up thing, and he was ready to literally surrender himself. And what's crazy is that the cops just rolled right by him. And
right.
if I'm correct, and this is all hearsay. But I also heard that he fled the state, like he left. He went across the state lines. He tried to flee because he thought he could get away scot-free. It's crazy, right?
And it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I feel like all of this really goes back to with open and carry, I feel like this all transpires all the way back to the whole Trayvon Martin. And the only reason why I say that is because when he died, they had the whole situation behind stand your ground law.
Yes.
So I feel like with all this that happened way back years ago, it basically shaped a fundamental law against protecting police if something was to happen, injustice, or protect somebody who would use that narrative of a stand their ground, which is why we have so much injustice today, because that is typically what is used, especially with a example of someone being killed to be saying, oh, well, that person was reaching for something, or well, I felt threatened with my life.
Yeah.
And it becomes such an emotional excuse to where you ask, okay, well, if that happened, what made you even think to pull the trigger? If you felt threatened, why not just walk away if there was no bad blood in between before it went over the top?
Right. And that's a very good question. I could see other people on here commenting saying like, he was running away, so maybe that doesn't really cover the whole stand your ground argument because he was running. Obviously he wasn't on his own like private property, so you can't use any other type of laws like this is my private domicile. You're invading my space type of thing. So there's a lot of things go ahead.
But it's so funny because at the end of the day, it actually is a narrative that so many people end up using, even if it's not even on property. Even if it's not on public property or private property, it's a narrative that's always used. Look at the whole situation behind, I forgot that one guy, but he was jogging in the neighborhood and they followed him because they felt suspicious of him in general, but there was no type of animosity leading up to the situation until they tried to stop him with loaded weapons. That's where it became a configurative situation of, okay, are you doing self-defense or are you doing cold-blooded murder? Obviously, it was cold-blooded murder because you could have easily been about it in a different way.
Right. Man, I totally forgot about. Oh, what was that guy's name? With the jogging.
I forgot his name.
You're talking about Ahmaud Arbery.
Yes, Ahmaud
Arbery.
And then when the guy that actually owned the property did an interview over with CNN, he said when he looked back at the cameras, he didn't see any type of threat from the guy being on the property except for just looking around at it.
Yeah.
Now, at the end of the day, should he have not been on that property? There's no yay or nay say, because I've ran into plenty of people, and I'm pretty sure anybody, even when you probably were a kid, you see a vacant house, you go up to it, you walk away from it. Although you have no business being there.
Right.
A lot of people find themselves in very spontaneous situations where they feel that, although, should I look at that? Should I go look at this? Should I be here right now? Yeah. There's a lot of questions that people ask themselves. If you see somebody changing a tire on the side of the highway, do you feel the need to stop? Do you feel the need to just keep going? It's spontaneous questions that we ask ourselves.
Right.
But when we look at reality for what it is, and I think that when we see wrong, we want to ignore it, and we want to come up with so many excuses for it without actually acknowledging the problem.
Right. And you're absolutely right. There's at the end of the day, you could sit there and say the kid felt like he wanted to be one of the guys running towards the fire rather than the people that run away from the fire. He wanted to save the day. Right. He wanted to save people. He wanted to help out. I understand that. In a way, maybe he wanted to see a little action. Maybe not use the gun, but have it there just for protection. I get that. But then at the end of the day, he ends up using it no matter what. Then on top of that, like this is something else that I also just thought about. Real talk. The cops, all those cops
Right.
that were there, not once gave bat an eye at him in a way of like, aren't you too young to be holding a gun? Can we see some ID real quick? How old are you, young man? You know what I'm saying? Like, at least, and I understand that there are people out there that look hella young. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? I look like I'm 12 years old. That is a lie. But at the same time, you got somebody who looks really, really young that's out there.
Right.
Holding a big ass gun. And it's all like, waving at the cops and all that stuff. For me, for one moment, I'm going, hey, young man, how old are you? Can I see some ID real quick?
Correct.
I know you're on our team. I know you're batting for our team right now, but I need to know you. I need to know your age. Real talk. You know what I'm saying?
And
Can
I
you
think
even
that's
legally
what
hold this
really
gun?
Just trouble like that. At the end of the day, that's what really troubled the situation so much, because you have a young kid out here.
Yeah.
Even if he was going against a protest, they say, why would you protest my protest? Why are you out there as into that? It's so many different ways that you could have just deactivated that whole situation.
Yep.
But at the same time, I know that it was hard because you're 17. It's one person versus almost no telling how many people are out there, but those people are out there because they're tired.
Right.
So when you're going up against people that are tired and you have a whole gun on you and people are upset, minds are not thinking about what is in your hand or who you came with.
Word.
And that puts yourself at bodily harm. That puts them at bodily harm. It puts everybody around them at bodily harm. And I think that was the real message today on how do we go about protesting if it's seen as because it's like vice versa. They end up calling it us as a militia group. They call us terrorists. And it's like, what protest is a bad protest and what protest is a good protest?
Right.
If you have military if you have some of the military agreeing with Colin Kaepernick about his protest and is speaking out about it being more than just the flag, then what would be wrong with the protest? If 1776 was the day that America was founded, then how could it be not such a problem to not understand that we didn't go home the same way? You had people fight literally, you had the blacks fight literally next to the whites, but they didn't go home to the same gold spoon.
You're talking about white, right? You're talking about white people,
yes,
correct?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, white people. It's things that are ignored that a lot of white people, just in general, with any color or any type of household, rich, middle, or poor, you have those that really want to ignore the fact, but then they wait for the next person to speak up. It's funny to me now. Not Stephen A. Smith. Max Kellerman said it best to Stephen A. Smith when he said, "So I guess Colin Kaepernick deserves a piece of the cake and an apology, huh?"
Right.
Because it's something that is just now being spoke on, but yet you had so many people berate the actual cause to what he spoke on, and now that it's being spoke on, you have even more people being so much more upset that black people are speaking out on the problem.
Now, when you say speaking out on the problem, you're talking about the protesters or the rioters or the things that are going on outside.
Notice they call the protest riot. You have some people. At the end of the day, you're going to have bad apples within a bunch of good people. It could be one bad teacher within the whole school, and then if it's just that bad, then the whole school could be seen as, oh, that's a bad school. Those teachers are not doing what they are supposed to do because that one bad teacher messed up. That one bad apple messed up all the fruits.
Right.
And, I mean, like just a couple weeks ago, I had seen Ingram. What is her name? Laura Ingram.
Laura
That's
Ingram,
her name.
yeah. I had a brain
And
fart, yeah.
she is probably one of the most biggest political. I can't even find the word, but very judgmental. She's very, very judgmental to platforms against protesters like that.
Right.
And I remember she made a statement that said, and I quote, she said, "Why do black?" She didn't say black. She said, "Why do the minority? Why do they want to rewrite history? They're trying to take away our history." And it bothered me that black people are described as either color or minority. They never say African American. It's always a minority to describe black people. But she said, "Why do minority want to change history?" She said the history books we have are fine.
Yeah.
For thousands of years, history has always changed in the books. It's always changed. If you ask one of your white friends, what is the most thing that you always get? They either know Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, or who else? Frederick Douglass, but for the most part,
Right.
slaves. They don't know about the first black tennis player, Arthur Ashe. They don't know about
Right.
Josephine Baker. They don't know about, a lot of black leaders.
Yeah.
And it's such a bother because it actually shows you, where we're at in a state of humanity. They don't know how America was really discovered. Yes, we celebrate Thanksgiving, but do we really know? Do a lot of people really know
Yeah.
how Thanksgiving was actually founded?
That's funny.
Because it wasn't turkey. It wasn't turkey and cutting across the waters and making friends and singing "Kumbaya."
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's funny because you said something that I had a discussion about that on the show a few months back about this, and but that's very true. You know what I'm saying? It's frustrating because I feel like there are a lot of things that a lot of things can easily be ignored.
Right.
But right now we're dealing with a lot of stuff that's not, you can't really turn a blind eye to, a lot of the
Right.
protesting that's going on, a lot of the stuff, a lot of the violence. Oh my God, the violence, and
so
that
much going on.
yeah, man. And that violence spans from the fires all the way to now killings.
Right.
But you definitely can't turn a blind eye to those things. And so, but I'm hoping that something like the NBA, something like these other people, these other leagues out there, these other sports will
Right.
hopefully not only, I'm hoping that it'll reach out to the general public, but also in a positive manner, in a good way.
Right.
Yes, it's going to suck not
Right.
being able to see your teams play, but at least they're going to see like they're trying to make change happen. They're at least making
Right.
some sort of a approach. They're trying to make an approach happen. You know what I mean? And I guess
Right.
all we could do is sit back and wait and see what the heck is going to go down.
And see, I feel like, and I totally agree with that. And it's like, it's a lot of things that are going on that are blind to the eye that people, they don't really pay attention to it, but it's almost like they pay attention to it. And, what's his name? Weber said it best not too long ago, because they end up with the whole thing behind the protest when, what is his name? He walked out. It was Shaquille O'Neal. It was Barkley.
Kenny Smith.
It was another guy.
Kenny Smith.
Yeah, so when he walked, eventually you get tired. And like Weber said, where do we, he said he had to explain to his godchild murder before he actually even know what a movie is. That is probably one of the toughest quotes I've ever actually heard somebody ever say. You're actually explaining, murder behind injustice and the color of it before a kid even actually gets to watch a movie or
Yeah.
watch Batman or, cartoons.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, where do we look at ourselves as a person? And, I mean, you have this whole thing behind, people say go out and vote. Yes, it is important, but it's so much more important to understand the electoral votes and how that works. It's so much more important to understand that who is going for who. If I know that it's so funny to me when it comes down to voting that the Democratic Party or the Republic, it's such an outreach to the black community.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's such a reach that we're not actually paying attention to what can we do for our United States actually benefiting and profit. Because it's like we're at the same time we're one of the richest and we're one of the poorest countries in the world.
Right. And what's crazy is go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Oh no. That's what I was saying.
No. I mean, I appreciate you putting in your 2 cents, man. And the thing is, we are. I mean, this country is just it's weird, man. It's 2020.
Yeah, and I
just
love
keep saying
this
that.
show, man, because it's amazing. Like everything from the content behind it. It's platforms like you and many others that shed light on what others probably want to speak on, but they don't necessarily speak on, such as your friends or family members. And then when they see you, they're excited and happy to see that, and then it approaches the whole situation behind it much differently because that person would go up to you and say, "Oh, well, hey, Pascal, I didn't know that you felt that way," or "Hey, I didn't know that was actually even a thing. I've always thought that you were okay behind what was going on with the protest. I thought that so it's such an eye opener because now you actually see how that person actually feels behind that whole thing."
Yeah. Well, go ahead. What were you gonna say? Say that again.
Oh no, I was gonna say that's just like with Drew Brees when he quoted, "My forefathers fought in the war," but he didn't understand that his father and the other person's father didn't come home to the same thing.
Right. No, that's very, very true. And I think this too. I mean, I know that I don't always have the popular opinion.
Yes, sir.
It's okay. Is that a baby?
Yes, sir. I have my whole 3-month-old. Her name is Madison Denise McEwen.
Ooh,
and
what's her name?
Bringing her in the world, I want her to see everything for what it really is. But it scares me so much because I'm 24 going on 25, me and my wife. And it's like
that's what's up, man.
Watching everything that happened. Thank you. Watching everything that's going on behind, to have, mentor. I say mentors like you because watching your show and being so long, it's such an upbringing to me because it's almost like if I'm watching a big brother of mine to just reach out and show and give talks and laughs, and it changes my perspective to how I would actually give her, that talk about what society is about or what sports is about or what anything is about. You know?
That's I love that, man. And what's her name one more time? What's her first name?
Joseph.
No. What's her name?
Oh, Madison.
I was about to say your daughter's name's Joseph. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that'd be different right there.
Yeah, that'd be a different conversation right now.
Yes, I have me a lady junior.
Yeah. But seriously, Joseph, congratulations on Madison. That's a beautiful thing, man. Really, that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And here it is, man. I know I don't always have the most popular opinion, but I also feel that there's a lot of people. I'm not sitting here saying that I speak on behalf of a vast majority or anything, but I want people to feel free to be able to speak how they feel, say what they need to say. I know that a lot of times I'm not correct, but I also do have my own personal opinions about things, and And, you know, people like you saying that stuff, that's very encouraging, and it really does mean a whole lot. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? It keeps me wanting to get up every day and doing this, you know? So that really does mean a lot, my brother. Seriously. Thank you so much for that.
And thank you. And again, I just, like I said, it's such a very empowering light. And with the platforms that a lot of these artists, celebrities, and sports people have, to take a stand is only, it doesn't take nothing but 2 minutes or a minute.
True.
Because that 2 minutes or 1 minute could actually change the whole variety of surface of what's going on. Just one knee, who knew one knee from a guy at a football stadium would create such a very, very controversial political spectrum. Yeah. You know, it's true. It's something that we didn't think that could happen, but it's happening.
Yeah, it is.
It's happening, and it's one of the most joyful. I told someone today, 2020 is like a beautiful, ugly flower, because yet we're getting so much loss, but we're gaining so much knowledge.
You know, that's a really positive way of looking at 2020. To me, 2020 is just it's like somebody put the pedal to the metal, the car's on fire, and we're just driving right off a cliff. You know what I mean? Into a gasoline lake, or a lake filled with gasoline. That's what it kind of feels like. You know what I mean? As Tadugi said, a beautiful, ugly dumpster fire. Absolutely. Just yes. It's all kinds of different colors of flames and stuff. You know what I mean? Oh, my God. Yes, but yes, it is insane out there. But my brother, please go take care of that little one, Madison. Enjoy the rest of the show. I really do appreciate you calling in. It's very nice to meet you, Joseph. Seriously, brother.
Well, I'm continuing to watch. I got to get up and get this bottle, man.
Go do that.
I know I don't say this so much, but I want to tell you, another brother to another brother, I love you. Many blessings and virtue to your show.
Thank you, brother.
And many, many, many honorable ways your ways from years to past to come.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. I love you too, my brother. Seriously. And that meant more than you know.
Yeah.
Give your little one a kiss for me on the forehead. All right, brother? Talk to you.
All right. Bye. Say bye, Madison.
Bye, baby. Peace, brother.
Okay, sir.
Bye. Oh, man, that was great. That was great. See, I love those kind of conversations, man. Those make me smile. Good conversations. Good conversations. I know that I don't get those conversations very often, but I'll take that. I'll take it. I'll take that. You know what I mean? And yes, Tadugi, the family grows again. You know what I mean? This fam is amazing. Y'all are dope as hell. Shoot. Oh, man. Yes. Very, very mature for 25. 25, man. That's dope. That's dope. I'll tell you what, I know for a fact he wouldn't be dumb enough to go take an AR-15 at 17 years old and go running out and start shooting protesters or rioters, whatever you want to call them. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, John Caitlin, absolutely. That makes me smile too. You know, those things keep me moving, keep me going. Reasons why I get up in the morning. There you go. Wonderful things like that, because they don't come very often. It's like dessert. It's like candy. You know what I mean? You enjoy it. You don't get it often, but you enjoy it when you do get it. You know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful thing. I appreciate Joseph. That was dope. That was hella dope. Great conversation. Anyway, and of course, if this is your first time checking out the show, please go hit that like button down below. That would really mean a lot. And of course, if you don't know about my platform or about the channel, please go crush that subscribe button. That would really, really mean a lot. We are trudging, slowly but surely, we are trudging towards 10,000 subscribers. It has been an incredible journey so far. And so we are just trying to get there, man. So if you guys have friends, family, what have you, that might enjoy hearing this guy yapping for a couple hours, you know, every day or 5 days a week, definitely share with your friends. Let people know about this show. That would really, really mean a lot. But of course, crush that subscribe button and hit that like button down below for sure. But I do have some other things to say. Oh, wow. Joseph just dropped another one. Joseph, beautiful knowledge can make an injustice, racially diverse man think. Bang. That's what's up. That's what's up, Joseph. Thank you so much for all the knowledge, man. I appreciate you, brother. Real talk. Nothing but knowledge. But anyway, the phone lines are still open. Give me a call. I got a few more minutes left until I got to wrap up the show. I do have a little bit of bad news. Here it is. I'm going to be out of town. I'm going out of town first thing tomorrow morning. So I will not be on Thursday till Monday, but I will be on Monday night. But Monday morning, there will not be a show. But I will be, because I'm going out to LA, I'm hosting a fashion show for Chris Brown's mother. Chris Brown's mom has her name is Joyce Hawkins. She is starting her own fashion line. And so she's asked me to come out and MC and host the full fashion show. It's going to be a virtual fashion show. I will be posting some things on YouTube and my Instagram page. So if you're not following me on Instagram, definitely follow me, The Pascal Show. It's one word. I'll be posting things on there, letting people know where they can go and watch the show and all that. And yeah, so I'll be out in LA for the weekend, knocking things out and having a good time out there. But I will be doing pop-up videos when I'm out there. If there's anything pop-up worthy, I will do one. But I know I'll be kind of busy doing a lot of stuff in regards to the actual show, in regards to the actual fashion show. But I also did tell everybody, and I promise you I will be doing this, I will be live streaming a little bit of the event as well via my phone so that you guys can see what I'm getting into and what kind of craziness I'm getting involved in before, hopefully some behind the scenes before the actual event actually goes down. Because once the cameras turn on and once we go live, which it will also be streaming live on their site, rosemarone.com, I will be pretty much slammed hosting the show. But of course, I'll try to keep as much information out there so that you guys can follow, check it out, be a part of it. You know what I mean? But like I said, I will be putting up videos throughout the week, and at least trying to put out videos throughout the week. And then, of course, I will be on Monday night. Looks like we got one last phone call. Enemy Nation. What's up, man? How you doing, brother?
Hello. I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm good, man. You know what I mean? You're my last call of the night. So I like that you are the last call of my night. That means a lot. So what's good, man? What's popping? What's cracking, man?
School is in session.
Say again, what?
To the young man Joseph.
Yes.
That just called in.
Yeah.
School is in session. Okay, so first,
here we go.
Talking about Kaepernick and how he's a hero, right?
Okay.
So, did you know that Colin Kaepernick is part of the Black Boule?
No, I do not know this. Black Boule?
Yeah, you can look it up. You got time. Just Google Boule. It comes from Greek. It's Greek. Just Google the Black Boule or Boule. It's a Greek term, but when you type in Boule, only the Black Boule comes up. But you can Google Black Boule. The listener can Google Black Boule, and that's just the top 10%. They're all in fraternities. Martin Luther King, W.E.B. Du Bois, Jesse Jackson, all these leaders that we have that are Democrats, they all the top 10% supposedly, and they run
the Black elite.
They plan the agenda for black people in this country. And it goes under the Greek form of the Democrat system, democracy system. It goes underneath that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get a chance to look at YouTube videos about the boule from Greece, you'll see that the majority of people are going to be all underneath, and then the next row from them to the elite are the boule, and they kept the other people that was under them in check. So they were like a liaison between the common folks and the elite. You know what I'm saying? Or the upper class or the aristocrat.
Huh.
So Colin Kaepernick is a member of the Kappa Alpha Psi, I think.
Is this
Martin Luther King was Alpha Phi Alpha. So was W.E.B. Du Bois, who was known Marxist and a known communist. And so when you look at Colin Kaepernick wearing Fidel Castro shirts and all, and his whole rhetoric, he even said that his whole thing wasn't about police brutality. It was about disrespecting the entire country when he took a knee. So when people say, well, you know, and his actions show it, because he was invited to the police department to talk about the issues that he had, and he refused that invite. He didn't even want to talk about it. You know why? Because that wasn't his issue. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now they was like, well, tell you what we'll do. We'll talk about turning the United States capitalist society over to communism or over to socialism. How about that? He'll have a conversation about that because that's his aim.
Right.
You know. But I don't know if you've ever come across a person where they're angry and you be like, what's wrong? And then they'll tell you, and then you try to fix it, but they're still angry.
Right.
Because that wasn't the issue. That wasn't the reason why they was angry in the first place.
Yeah.
But they don't want to outright tell you that, right?
Yeah.
So they'll make it some other excuse. You know what I'm saying? Well, This is what we have when you, and a lot of people don't know it. They just say, "Hey man, what's the problem? What are you protesting now?" And so, or what are you whining about now? And so a lot of when I know that you're from Haiti, so you have to have some of your focus, I imagine, on learning about not only U.S. Relations or what happened in the United States, but also what happened in Haiti,
right?
Your Haitian culture,
right?
So some of your attention is going to be diverted towards that. You know, me being a native-born black in America, all my attention is geared towards the United States. You know what I'm saying? So you'll see that sometimes with Hispanics from Mexico, they'll have like the Mexican flag, or you'll see some people from Puerto Rico, they have the Puerto Rican flag, but they'll still say, yeah, I'm American, but I'm Puerto Rican. You know, I rep this too. So they always have this, like, if they have problems in this country, they can always leave and go to that other country. They always have ties to that other country to give them grounding and foundation. Whereas native-born blacks that have slave ancestry, we can't do that. Like, I can't tell you the tribe of my ancestry. You know what I mean? All I can do is tell you my the first documentation of the slave that I had coming over to that was sold with the bill of sale. That was about 200 years ago. You know what I mean? His name was Gillis. So, and then I can trace my ancestors back through that. So my whole focus is, I can't focus on Africa. I can't focus on Barbados or Jamaica. I can only focus on the United States.
Right.
And so everything that I'm looking at it from is from a purely United States perspective, point of view, historical.
Right. Now here's the thing, just so everybody else knows, because, you know, you said Black Boule, and, you know, obviously I've never heard of this before in my life, to be completely straight funky with you, but I know that there's a lot of people that are listening and watching right now that have no idea what this is about as well. Quantum reality, I don't think you're blocked. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I'm reading what you're saying right now. But really quick, also known as Sigma Pi Phi. Also known as Sigma Pi Phi, the most successful and oldest black Greek lettered organization. Sigma Pi Phi was founded in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania on May 15th, 1904. The fraternity quickly established chapters referred to as member boulets in Chicago, Illinois, and then in Baltimore, Maryland. The founders included 2 doctors, a dentist, and a pharmacist. When Sigma Pi Phi was founded, black professionals were not offered participation in the professional and cultural associations organized by the white community. Sigma Pi Phi has over 5,000 members and 139 chapters throughout the United States, England, and the Bahamas. Now, this is the other thing. Notable members of the Sigma Pi Phi include W.E.B. Du Bois. Obviously, if you guys don't know who that is a civil rights leader, one of the founders of the NAACP, Reverend Martin Luther King. Let's see, who else is in here that is some big names in here as well. Let's see. Arthur Ashe, John Baxter Taylor Jr., Thurgood Marshall, and so on and so on and so on. So that's what the Black Boule is. It is a Greek fraternity. Obviously, it is one of the first and one of the oldest and successful Black Greek lettered fraternities that is out there. So just so everybody knows, Enemy Nation. Just so you know. What's up?
Yeah.
Oh no, another one? What? Can you? Sorry, I'm getting some breaking news right now, Enemy Nation. Hold on one second, my brother. Sorry, bro.
Okay.
Sorry, this is some breaking news. A young man in Minneapolis was shot in the head. Police said he committed suicide. Bystanders say that police shot him. Story is still developing. Now, here's the thing. All right. Oh, no. Trigger warning. Hold up. Is this the video? Is this like the actual... Oh, my Lord. Oh, no. Do we know the name of the gentleman? Oh, my dear God. Okay, sorry, guys. We have breaking news right now as we speak. A gentleman, another black man, was shot and killed, or shot in the head. I don't know. It looks like in the video they're performing CPR on the guy. Hey, hold on, guys. 1 second. Thank you. So we're going to look at that here very, very shortly. Damn, that's so insane. But anyway, Enemy, what were you saying? We're going to talk about that here very, very shortly because that's breaking news right now as we speak. Go ahead, Enemy Nation. I'm sorry, brother. I just wanted everybody to know what Black Boule was because I didn't know. So there's a lot of people that are watching that probably didn't get a chance to Google it. So there you go. You were saying, Enemy Nation.
Man, I love your show having breaking news. Man, that's awesome.
I just have a dope ass girlfriend that likes to be on the computer and on the phone a lot.
What happened?
Yeah, yeah. I'm about to pull it up. I'm about to get an email here very, very shortly. We're gonna look at this ourselves, and obviously, you, me, and all of our little detectives in the family in the chat right now are probably gonna go and look up as much information as we can right now, live on the show. But of course. That's some wild stuff, man. That's some wild stuff. And here it is with Colin Kaepernick. I didn't know if he is part of this because his name isn't listed in here, but obviously he's not going to name all of their members. But I didn't know he was part of the Black Boule, and that's interesting news to me.
He got awarded that they give an award like every year or every couple of years from Harvard, because a lot of them come from Harvard. A lot of these secret societies and Masonic fraternities and all that, they come from Harvard and Yale. That's where George Bush Jr., when he was, a member of the Skull and Bones at Yale University. So a lot of these people come from these universities. Now, that was W.E.B. Du Bois' method of moving the black race forward, was to have a 10% of the race control the 90%, and they would be the liaison between black people and white people.
Yeah.
And then Booker T. Washington was like, nah, we need to teach all black people a trade, and we need to teach them the best trade. That way, teach them well. That way, white people won't have no choice but to come to us because we can outperform white people. And you saw that with the Tuskegee Airmen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
They were the elite of the elite. And so white pilots would say, hey, look, white pilots or bombers would say, look, we don't want to fly unless we have Tuskegee Airmen, covering our asses because they get after it. These white guys don't.
Right.
So that was what Booker T. Washington's mindset was. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So W.E.B. Du Bois, and sometimes when you read those Wikipedia pages and stuff like that, you have to click on highlighted names. You got to click on highlighted phrases,
right,
and stuff like that, and then you start to really dive deep because some of those pages are written by liberals. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so they'll leave a lot of stuff out. If it goes against their narrative, I imagine the same thing happens on the conservative side. So sometimes you just have to kind of dig, and then you say, oh, well, I didn't know this, I didn't know that. But the Black Boule, Kaepernick is in that fraternity. He was given an award. You can look it up. And also, if you YouTube Black Boule, then you should come across a clip of the Black Boule was meeting with the city council. And they said, we're meeting with the city council to plan what's going on, what we're going to do for black people as opposed to black people. And that's the only people that the city council will meet with, which is the Black Boule. If you look at the Black National, the Black Caucus, they're all Boule. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And so when you start talking about this stuff from a superficial level, and you're just seeing it from the way that the news presents it to you, a lot of people have no idea. And I'm not knocking Joseph. It's good because he's only 25 and he's much more advanced as far as politics, looking at things from a political point of view than I was at 25 years old.
Same here.
So my hat's off to him. I just want him to have that information and you as well as the listeners have that information, and then you can at least when you form your opinion, you can form it from a holistic point of view.
Yeah.
When I look up something that sounds like it's absolute, I always look up the opposite. So if I look up, I might look up hoax or I might look up myth.
Right.
There was this thing about the Southern strategy, right, where, Republicans are supposed to be trying to get the white vote and they appeal to white races. And so you have that, and if you type in Southern strategy, it'll all come up, right?
Right.
But if you type in Southern strategy myth, well, you know what? There's another side of that coin that comes up, and now you have to say, okay, well, which story is giving me facts, something that I can actually stick my teeth in, and not a bunch of word salad. Which ones are giving me actual policies? And then you look on the other side and say, okay, well, and then you use your critical thinking to form your judgment. You know what I'm saying? And so my thing is never to try to change you guys' minds.
Right.
And you know this. And I just want to say it.
Yeah.
To change people's minds, it's just to give them
a different perspective.
An option. Yeah, give them an option to where they can make a better informed decision about how they're viewing, how they view the world that's been presented to them.
Yeah, and and the thing is that, of course, I always appreciate you giving us a different perspective. That's why I think all of us can agree in the chat that we all agree that we get excited about you coming on and throwing in your 2 cents. I mean, that's clearly everybody's like, yo, Enemy, you got to jump on, man. You got to talk about this, man. You got to say something. We need to hear some knowledge. We need to hear your thoughts. So, I mean, people love it, man. Like, real talk. So we appreciate it, man. I appreciate you dropping knowledge, but
maybe you could put me on the show if Jack ever leaves. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. hey, here it is. You know what? I am not against having you come on and be a part of the show. Real talk. Like, so we should definitely talk further about that for sure. That's something that because especially when we start bringing in other stuff, other things that are going on, especially what's going on like politically and everything. I know that you have very strong opinions about what's going on, politically in the world right now, especially with the elections and everything. But like I said, it'd be great to have you on and talk about this for sure. But I'm going to try to get Jack here on the show actually right now, because he has a lot of information about this breaking news. So, Enemy, thank you so much for coming on, my brother. I really appreciate it. And,
Anytime, man. Tell Jack I said hello.
Most definitely, man. I'll be talking to you, man.
All
right, man. Peace. So, real quick, before I try to get a hold of him, man, I will not be on Jack in 30, 45 minutes, unfortunately. But, man. Okay, I'm going to try to go as much as I can with this, because, of course, there's a lot of things that are going on. Now there is this news story, this new breaking story of a man that has been shot in the head in Minnesota. There has been some footage. Obviously, if we stumble upon anything that might be graphic, I'm just saying, heads up. Very graphic images might cross the screen. If you are at all, in any way, shape, or form, feel like it could be a trigger for you, then I definitely say just proceed with caution, or maybe just turn away when we get to these videos. But there is something that there was a live event on this Channel 5 News that was covering this whole situation. So we're going to try to pull this up and see what the heck is going on. But from my understanding so far, there was a man who, I guess this man went and shot himself in the head. Now, people are thinking that they are lying, that the police are lying. Hence the reason why people are out here protesting right now, or looting right now as we speak. So I don't know. Of course, I'm talking with, hopefully Jack is still watching. Okay, the man who killed himself was wanted in connection to a homicide that took place earlier Wednesday at a Minneapolis parking ramp. Okay, so this is what's going on out here right now. This is a live footage of what's going on right now. Crowds are gathering. People are getting upset. A lot of confusion, a lot of misinformation is going on out there. There are people who believe that this man did not shoot himself, that a police officer shot him in the head. And so I don't know what's going on. All I know is that this is in Minneapolis right now as we speak. I am trying to get, like, Jack is putting the links in the chat, and I can't click on those dang things, man. So I'm trying to get them the best way I can. So, of course, right now, as you saw there, people are getting out, people are going around, and looting has begun. Looting has definitely begun in Minneapolis. Yeah, in Minneapolis. So I am trying to get the link. Hold on. Yep. Trying to get the link so that we can actually see more of this stuff. Now, the thing is, oh boy. Okay. I'm just going to zoom into this mug, and we're going to look at this for ourselves. Wow. So, crowd gathers, looting breaks out in Minneapolis amid misinformation about man's suicide. This is a man who actually committed suicide, allegedly, We don't know if this is entirely true or not, but we're looking at it right now as we speak. Police and civilians are clashing in downtown Minneapolis Wednesday evening after a man fatally shot himself near the Nicollet Mall. According to the Minneapolis police spokesperson John Elder, the man fatally shot himself on Nicollet Avenue between 8th and 9th Streets around 6 p.m. as police were nearing. The man who killed himself was wanted in connection to a homicide that took place earlier Wednesday at a Minneapolis parking ramp. So after the man's death, posts were made on social media suggesting police were involved in the shooting. The gathering crowd and subsequent clashes downtown prompted police to release video of the suspect appearing to kill himself. Oh, boy. A large crowd gathered after the incident, with police deploying mace and the crowd growing unruly, with some people breaking windows at businesses at the Nicollet Mall. Several videos are circulating on social media, including one that shows people looting the Target located at 900 Nicollet Mall. And we'll check out the looting and all that stuff here very, very shortly. But I am trying to see if there's an actual video of the thing. But as you can see, this is what's going on right here. I'm assuming this is the man right here. I'm assuming that's the man that shot himself in the head, allegedly shot himself in the head. Now, there are some videos that I saw that was received to me in email via my girlfriend. She sent a video of like the cops taping things off and all that. Man, this is chaotic. This is crazy, and we're gonna try to get down to the bottom of it really, really quick. Man, it's such a damn shame, man. Such a damn shame. So, real quick, I was sent. Whoops, nope. I was sent this, and we're gonna take a look at this as well. Now, here's the thing. I don't know how graphic it gets, so I'm just giving you guys a fair warning. Viewer discretion is advised, all right? But as you can see, we got cops here. They're trying to block people off because there is a man. The man literally shot himself, and he is right behind this cop right here, this officer right here. So let's take a look, shall we?
Walker.
See, as you can see.
Is that the suspect? We're watching. Is that the guy you was looking for? Is that the guy?
Man.
Is that the guy y'all was looking for earlier? Is that the guy you was looking for earlier that did that shit on 1010 Curry?
See, if you don't see, there's a lot of blood right there behind that officer. A lot of blood. A lot of blood back there.
Is he breathing still? Can I help me get everyone on the other side of the road? All right. Just grab your friends, get them on the other side of the road. We just need our...
Now, that man is saying that there's no way he could have shot himself. Real talk.
Let's get back. We gotta get back. We don't want that pepper spray on us.
Crazy.
Hey, come on, let's get back.
This is nuts.
Walker.
Here we go. Moving on to the next one.
Hey, y'all, come on, let's get back.
Did you hear that? Am I crazy, or did I just hear him say something about... Hold on. Did I hear him say something about putting an AR-15 in his mouth and he shot him or something like that? Hold up. Hold up. Let's hear it again.
Hey, y'all, come on, let's get back.
He talking with an AR on phone to me, just went and put the AR in his mouth. Oh, my mom, that nigga shot him.
What? So now they're saying that the AR-15, some cop came up, put an AR-15 in his mouth and shot him. Okay. Continuing.
Crazy as fuck.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so for those of you just joining us, it looks like there's been another...
Oh, man. Now, I'm not about to show you there's one video here that shows him on the ground. I'm not about to do that. See that? Let's play it one more time. He shot himself. Boy, oh boy. Here we go. Ooh. Okay, so this is, I'm not playing the rest because it's too graphic. It's way too graphic for YouTube. I'm not about to play that. Sorry about that, guys. But if you do want to look at it, it is that there is a little bit of a, there's a post on, literally on Baller Alert right now as we speak, the one that I just looked up. And it's like I said, it's graphic. I mean, there's blood everywhere. You know, I think there's enough carnage for one day for me. You know what I'm saying? I already seen it. I seen it, and it's enough for me. But now, Jack, can you do me a small favor? Can you email that to me? Because I can't click on those links. You see what I'm saying? So if you can send that link to me, Jack, then I can actually put up the feed up here on the show. But from my understanding, you know, the man committed suicide. The man shot himself. He was wanted for murder. I guess he said, I ain't going without, you know, I ain't going back maybe or whatever. And he pulled the trigger. But then you hear another guy saying, I saw the whole thing. That's not true. He didn't shoot himself. And then there's another guy who's sitting there saying, no, he shot himself. I saw him do it. So, crazy, right? Crazy. And now there is unrest and absolute chaos going on in the streets. And there's so much chaos in the streets right now because of misinformation being out there right now. This is kind of what happened in Chicago when people were thinking that it was a 15-year-old boy that was shot when it wasn't a 15-year-old boy. It was a much, you know, it was an older man. You know, it was a man older than 15 years old, and they went crazy. You see what I'm saying? Notice that we have not heard anything about that said shooting since then. You see what I'm saying? So now we got this thing that's going on. No one really knows what happened. Apparently there is something out there. There are links, apparently, that are showing otherwise. And let me see if I can try to get this link that Jack put up. Hold on. Let's see here. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see. Okay, maybe that will work. Ooh, okay. Now, I don't know what happens. Come on. We're going to have to wait because these freaking pop-ups and everything, guys. Damn. Come on, this is stupid. Man, that's so annoying. Okay, let me see if I can find it elsewhere because that link is jacked up. Haha, get it? Now, here's the thing. You know, like I said before, we don't know what's going on. All we know is, you know, there's people, there are groups that are sitting here saying that there are people in the crowd that are sitting there saying, I saw the whole thing. He was shot by the police. And then there's other people that are sitting there going, no, man, he shot himself. You know what I'm saying? I am leaning towards he probably shot himself. That's just my own personal opinion. Come on. So this one will not let me get to it. That's so annoying. So that link does not work for me. Damn. Okay. Let me see if I can go here real quick. Let me see. Let's see what this is. Okay, so boom, boom, boom. They claim that now people are sitting there saying they claim that he committed suicide. Claim. But here it is. I mean, this is obviously stuff that we're already accustomed to seeing all this stuff. You know, we're already accustomed to seeing all this craziness. Just looting happening. Not surprised. And what's sad is that, you know, this is still going on right now as we speak. And there's no information that, like I said, is misinformation. People don't know what's going on, so therefore they just start looting. They hear black man is shot, boom, looting. That's literally what's happening right now, which is wrong. Now, Tim Williams, I see that you are asking something, so you must have seen it, right? Why does the city camera cut off before it happens? Now, here's the thing. If you have that link, can you please email it to me at info@thepascalshow.com. The link that Jack sent me has so many pop-ups, it's not letting me actually get to the actual video. But I'm trying to see this video. I want to see this video for myself. You know what I'm saying? So if Tim Williams, if you don't mind sending that and letting me know when you do, it is info@thepascalshow.com. That would really, really mean a lot. We all want to see this. We all want to know what's going on. This is more looting. As we were saying before, more looting is happening right now as we speak. Yep, here we go. People angry. People angry. Like I said, understandably, they're angry, but they don't have the right information. Like I said, they don't have the right information. You know? That's it. Like I said, you know, I'm trying to get this link. Damn, man, this is annoying as hell. Oh, maybe this is it? I'm just trying to get to the part where he shoots himself. Or not shoots himself, but just see the truth. Hold on. Whoa. Okay, so I think I found the video. I think I found it. And give me 1 second. So there's an offshore shell buoy that is reporting a 37.4 wave height and 94 miles per hour wind gust. At I don't even know where this is. Oh, is this in? Where is this? Where is this? Is this Louisiana or in Louisiana? And Hurricane Katrina. Just so you get an idea of how big this wave is, Hurricane Katrina was at 28.4 feet. Just so you know. Damn. That's huge. That's big. That's really, really big. So, that's really big. I got a little bit more time, guys. Just a tiny bit, and then I got to go. But here apparently is the video of said guy. So this is the surveillance video up until the moment that he shoots himself. I don't know if it shows him shooting himself, so just bear with me. I have not looked at this beforehand. I was just letting you guys know about that storm. But here it is. Oh, okay, Tim. Yeah, for me, that on my computer was not allowing me to do it. But here it is. Let's take a look. That's nuts. Oh, no. Yep. Oh, my God. He definitely killed himself. Okay. He killed himself. He shot himself in the head. Oh, dear God. Oh, yo, 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 yo. Oh, yo, 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 yo. That was real, y'all. But see, this is the thing. This is the thing that we're at, y'all. Man, that's terrible. Dang. He was wanted for murder. He was wanted for murder, y'all. And he most definitely shot himself in the head. That's literally what happened. Oh, man, that's terrible. That's terrible, y'all. I mean, this is 2020, y'all. What's crazy to me is that they were able to have access to the surveillance camera like that. You know, who got access to the surveillance camera like that? That's nuts. That's crazy that they had, whoever it is that had access to that. That's weird. That's weird, y'all. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm going to play one more last time. I'm going to play one more last time. If you guys can't handle it, I understand. People are saying that they missed it. I'm going to play it one more time. And that's it, because it's not fun. This is not good footage. Here we go. This is him right here. Just so you guys know. Let's get it. He's walking. He obviously sees that something's up. There it is. You see him in the reflection over there. He walks over to this door here, gets his gun out, and blank. See? It cuts out right before, like right after he shoots himself. Right after he shoots himself, the camera cuts out. Why? Because it's probably too much. Probably too much for people to take. It's too graphic. And there is footage of this man on like I said, on Instagram and all over the place, showing him on the ground. Now, here's the thing. The man killed himself, y'all. The man killed himself. So there's no reason for everyone to be out here. There's no reason for everyone to be out here looting and rioting right now when when the cops didn't do anything to him. The cops did not do anything to him. I repeat, the cops did not do anything to him. He was wanted for murder. He didn't want to go. He said, the only way I'm going to get out of here is in a body bag. That's literally what happened. That's what happened. But everybody is quick to start running amok out here instead of understanding what went down. And there were two people in that crowd. Like I said, this is how gossip grows. This is how misinformation spreads. And it spreads faster than the actual real information, which is terrible. There was a man in there that said, man, I saw him pull up the AR-15 and pull the trigger, man. I was right there. Then another guy is like, yo, I saw him shoot himself. He did it. He's like, oh, my baby, man. He did it himself. Now, I'm hoping that everybody will actually listen and start seeing this and see that they're acting a fool out here for no reason right now, because the man shot himself. There was no police brutality in this situation. He did the brutality to himself. I feel bad for the kid. You know, my heart goes out to his family and everybody that is affected by him doing such a crazy act like that to himself, you know? But, you know, we'll see. We will see how the rest of the city takes this situation. Like I said, we all need to start looking at love more often right now, you know? And you know what? Joseph said something very interesting. Now watch the narrative tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, we watch the whole thing That's the reality. So I'm very interested to see what they say in the news, or if they even talk about this story. This story might be just swept under the rug. So we're going to have to see about that. But anyway, guys, I got to get going. It's been a fantastic conversation with y'all. You guys have been really amazing. Love, chopping it up with all y'all. If you haven't done it yet, hit that like button down below. That would really mean a lot. Hit that subscribe button. That would also mean a lot. We're working hard to get to that 10,000 subscribers. I'll be off the rest of this week, but I will be doing pop-up videos. So be on the lookout for those. I will be putting those things out for sure. So be on the lookout for that. And then, I might do a pop-up. I might pop up with a live video here and there, just to chop it up with you guys, to see what's good, to see what's popping with all y'all. And Enemy Nation, I did get that email. I will check it out for sure here in a little bit. James, I'm losing respect for you, Pascal. Dang, that's heavy. That's heavy, James. Jeez. But anyway, I'm going to get going here. All right. But like I said, I'll have some pop-up videos throughout this week. Whatever's popping off, whatever's crazy and all that, I'll let you guys know. I will most likely try to do a stream here and there just to chop it up with you guys, see how things are going and everything. And then, yeah, be sure to be on the lookout in the community page. I'll be popping up other things on there too, just so you guys know when and where I'm going to go live with the fashion show. If you're interested in just seeing me do something completely different, like standing up and holding a microphone, whoa, you know what I'm saying? That's some crazy stuff, man. That's some crazy, crazy stuff. You know what I mean? So anyway, I got to get going. Appreciate you guys. Mad love to all you guys. Please spread the word about the show if you get any chance of doing that. Also, Joseph and to Enemy Nation, it was a pleasure having you guys on the show, chopping it up with all you guys, as always. And, of course, man, like I said, we need love. We need love out there. You know what I'm saying? Love will keep us together. Okay? But anyway, be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. I'll see you guys in the next video for sure. All right? And I'll see you guys in LA. Yeah, baby. All right? This is The Pascal Show. Bye.